Welcome to Chapter 11. This is our last chapter of our book, guys. We've made it. It's pretty amazing. Now, I've went ahead and downloaded the file, saved it as Chapter 11 _ my last name. Let's take a quick look at the sheets. I have a Site Manager sheet. Looks like I have some names and addresses. I have a State Manager sheet. Looks like I have more names and phone numbers. Database sheet, an array sheet, and a lookup sheet. So we're going to use some different functions for each one of these. Let's go back to that very first sheet, and we're going to use something called flash fill. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to accomplish this. Right here it says we want to organize the names by last name, comma, first name. Now to use a flash fill, I'm just going to go ahead and type in Long, comma, and Mitchell. Now I want to keep the cell the active cell. I can do that two different ways. Remember, we can use a Control Enter. That keeps the cell the active cell, or I can go up and click on the little checkbox here. It says Enter. Either way will accomplish the same thing. Since I'm here, I'll go ahead and click on it. Now, for a flash fill, I would go to my Home tab, come over to Fill, and right here I can say Flash Fill. Notice it says Control E is the shortcut command. I like to do that because I can go Control Enter, Control E really quickly. Let me get back here. And I'll go Control E, sends it down. I'm done. Now, that's manipulating the data to the way I want it. Also, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use something that's called text to columns, because I have an address here and I only want the address, and then I want city here, state over here, and zip code. So let's go to the data tab. Right over here, we're going to find text to columns. Hey, there's flash fill right here as well. So we're going to go text to columns. We're using a delimiter. Remember, we worked on delimiters before. Right now, it just shows a big bunch of text. I'll say next. Mine's on space. I don't want space, but let's see. Well, it looks like I have a comma here, comma there. Let's use a comma. So I'll undo space. Gives me addresses, gives me my city, and then state and zip code, because I don't have a comma between them. That looks pretty good to me. I'll say finish. I have my addresses, I have my cities, and my states. Let's go ahead and change the width of our column. So I'll right click on the header, then I'll go right click, column width, and let's make this first one 20. Hit enter. And for column D, right click, column width, let's go 13. Now, let's use that text to column again. So I'm going to select the state, and what I want to do is I want to keep the state here and move the zip code over. So on my data tab, we're going to go text to columns, next. I don't have a comma, but I do have a space. So let's unselect comma, select space. Notice I have an empty column here. That's because I have a leading space right in front of the state. We're going to take care of that here in a second. I'll go to next. Right here it says do not import the columns that are skipped. Well, they skipped this one. We don't want to import it, and then we can say finish. I have my state here, my zip code. Let's go ahead and click in F1. Let's right align the word zip so it is in alignment with our zip codes. So on my Home tab, I'll say align right. Now let's go ahead and go over to the State Manager sheet. Now here's a little different. We have first names, middle initials, and last names. There's a couple different ways we can do this using the text join command. So if I come over here to formulas, here's my text commands. These are things I can do with text. If I come down here and say text join, this was kind of unique because I can give it a delimiter. Now, right now, let me just hit cancel. If I use a concant, and I love using a concant, so I'll say concant, which is concatenate, and they've shortened it to concant. So I'll say concant, Control A, and it just says, what do I want to add? And now if I were to add my text strings like this and say, okay, I don't have any spaces in here. All right, so then I would say, okay, well, that doesn't work for me. Maybe I could go Tanya in the first one. And if I hit tab, now notice when I hit my space bar, space, there's a space. Now when I hit tab, it puts the quotation around my space. And then if I were to pick the next one and hit tab and a space and grab the next one, let's see, what do I need here? I need another space, so that's a tab, and the last name. And if I say okay, this looks great. However, when I copy it down, it adds too many spaces between here because it doesn't have that middle initial. So I'm going to undo. I'll undo that one. Now let's use that text join. I think you guys will really like this one. So I'll go text. Let's see, text join. What's my delimiter? That's my space. So I'll hit spacebar. tab. Do I want to ignore the empty cells? No, these are empty cells. Yeah, I really do. So I'm going to say true. Now, another thing you can do instead of true is 1, because remember, it's ones and zeros, binary. 1 is the same as a true, or 0 is a false. And the text, and I'll just go ahead and grab that array, say OK. That looks good. And if I send it down, notice that I don't have those extra spaces in the name. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to change the formatting of my text so that only the first letter of each word is capitalized. That's the proper way of doing this. And that's pretty cool that it's called proper for the command. So I'll say text, come down till I find proper. What text do I want? Well, this is the area that I want to reference. Notice that it shows me my answer, what it should look like, and that looks pretty good. Click OK, and I'll send it down. Perfect. Let's go over to H2 for the area code. Now, what I want to do here is I only want to pull out the area code. So what side of the cell is it on? Is it on the left side or the right side? Well, if you said left, that's correct. So I'm going to use something that's called a left command. So I'll hit text, come down until I find the word left, opens up my function argument dialog box. Where's the text located? Well, it's the phone number. Notice I only have one character. By default, it's one character. How many characters is an area code? 3. I'm going to click how many characters. I'm going to say 3. Notice I now have the area code, and I'll say OK, and I'll send it down. I'm going to click in A1 because I like to start at my home position, and let's go ahead and hit save. I will see you guys on the next video.